Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a break from the UTL Stadium tour. Let's go back to the sit-down interviews. Everyone has a story to tell, and today we get to hear Coach Donald Fusilier's story. I'm very excited to meet him for the first time, and I'm very excited to find out where we started and where we've come to be sitting in the seat today. It's going to be a great show, ladies and gentlemen. We're live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. We're going to go back to the beginning, the very beginning. We're going to find out how we got here. We're going to talk about fourth quarter mentality. We're going to talk a lot of high school football. And then what's next for my friend here. Going to be a great show, a lot of questions, and I hope you have a good time, Coach.
I appreciate you guys having me, Jordan.
Let's go ahead and let you have the floor here. The interview, Coach. I mean, I'll reach out. What's something like this mean to you personally?
It means a lot because I'm a fan of the show, and it's all about these kids, and I just love the show.
Coach, everyone has a story to tell, so let's tell yours today.
Yes, sir.
Take me back to the very beginning. Did you always know you wanted to be a coach, to mentor these kids? Back to the beginning.
I wanted to make it to the NFL.
Okay.
I wanted to make it in the NFL. My first opportunity to coach was in high school, summer league. We had a basketball camp at Westgate High School, and I can remember each of my teammates had like five kids, and one of my teammates couldn't get the kids to do what they needed to do, so I wound up with 10. I was the only one with 10, and that was my first time ever coaching.
A little taste of it?
Yeah, that's a little taste, but I never thought like after playing that you would get the same like vibe and feeling from coaching. I mean, from playing while coaching, but it gets you to stay around the game. So I love it.
You got quite the timeline, Coach.
Yes, sir.
If we go back and dive into this timeline, you think you can let us know some things that happened along the way?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to the beginning. And I think this is, you're fresh out of high school, Westgate graduate, so correct?
Yes, sir.
So Westgate graduate, you go on to play college football. 2009 sounds about right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about those days. You wanted to make it to the NFL. You go into college football. Who was recruiting you back then, and why that school?
So the funny part is, I graduated in 2002.
Oh wow!
So I graduated.
Okay, we got to go way back in the timeline.
First graduating class. We couldn't afford to go to camps or anything like that, and I always was confident in myself. I knew my abilities, but I didn't get the opportunity. I actually didn't get recruited by anybody. Okay. So I wanted to go to Southern University. So I wanted to go to Southern University, and it's about 3 weeks before the fall 2002 semester is about to start. So Southern was playing around with my paperwork. I wound up sending an application of admissions to Nichols. They were opening admissions week before school started. I get the letter in the mail. My mom drives me in a van, drops me off to the dorm. I start school at Nichols. Not as an athlete, so I'm just going to school, and I played around in school. I didn't take my studies serious when I first got to college, and then it caused me to go on probation.
Like a grade probation.
Yeah, grade probation, and I sat out of school, and then I enrolled back in the school. And I started playing. So during that time I was on probation. They had a team called the Lafayette Hurricanes. Yeah. So I was play the home games at STM.
So this is before the Bayou Hurricanes became what they were.
Yeah.
This was the team.
Yeah. So the first year was Lafayette Hurricanes under Damon Taylor.
Okay. Yeah. So
and then they changed the name to the Louisiana Hurricanes. So I don't know if you want to. So I'm still.
Oh yeah, we're I got a timeline right here, and I want to make sure I follow the steps for you.
Yeah. So
Let's get me to 2009, and
Get
we'll
you
go
to
from
2009.
we'll
Yes.
go from there.
Okay, so 2000 to the fall 2002, I enrolled at Nichols, playing around in school. I get on academic probation, so I'm at home working at the Grand Theater on Johnson Street, and I started playing semi-pro ball. And then I met this guy at this All-Star game in Texas named Adrian Lunsford.
Okay.
Played arena ball. I think he did a stint with the Detroit Lions, got in camp with the Lions, and I met him. And then he introduced me to these two guys. One name is Coach Ray Hardy out of Dallas, and Barnett Mims and David Mims, who are brothers there in Detroit. So I sent him my information. After the season, I created like a highlight tape, and I didn't get no traction. So I stayed in touch with Coach Ray, who has I didn't know anything about recruiting services. So he has a recruiting service called Chosen One Sports, and he doesn't just take anybody. So
still going to this day?
huh?
He's still going
Yeah,
to
he's
this
still
day?
going on to this. He's still going on to this day. So Coach Hardy, me and my aunt, my mom's sister, she, my aunt Paulette, she made these DVDs, professional DVDs,
Okay.
and sent them in the mail. We sent it to colleges, arena teams. Nobody responded. So I found out about Chosen One Sports, and I had to go wire this man some money. So I told her about it, and she was like, "You have nothing to lose." So I go to Walmart. I send him the money. 3 schools called me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was NAIA in Ohio. It was Arkansas Baptist. It was 4, and then there was 2 junior colleges in California: Victor Valley College and Mount San Antonio College. So I chose Victor Valley. So I played another season of semi-pro, and in the fall, the summer of 2009, I left to go to California.
So we're back in college now at Victor. I think you probably took things a lot more serious this go around.
I was 24 when I got my college opportunity.
We're mature now.
Yeah, 24. Got my college opportunity. So as soon as I got my recruiting coordinator, and I had never took a visit to Victor Valley, but they showed me the most interest. And Mount Sac, I'm a competitor. Mount Sac was actually the #1 team in the country, but I wanted to play against them.
Okay.
So Coach Charles Walker picks me up from LAX, brings me to the house that I'll be staying in, drop my things, my belongings off there. We went to the office. I met Coach David Hoover, and I was on the field like working out and stuff.
Same
I
day.
remember guys used to be laughing and stuff like that. So I made first team. I made first team all conference. Made first team all conference. Schools were recruiting me, but I didn't know anything about the clock rule back then. When you enroll in college and start going full time, you have 8 full-time semesters to play D1. So no matter if you played or not, it counts against you. If you're enrolled in college and you're taking 12 hours in the semester, it's gonna count against you.
So that's the thing back then. Is that same format now? Or
I really don't know, because it was just that situation during the time. I knew it back then. So what happened was, being that I wasn't a qualifier, they had I would have to get my AA in order to go like D2 or something like that. So NAIA gave you 10 full-time semesters. So I go there after the football season. I go in the gym, dunk the basketball. I walked on the basketball team.
same
So I
school?
played 7 Victor Valley. I played 7 college basketball games. But then like schools like Arizona State, Idaho State, Texas Southern. There was a school in Alabama. I can't think. It was Miles College. Miles College was recruiting me, but I didn't have the clock to go play D1. So it came down to two NAIA schools. It was Langston and it was Lindenwood. And the reason why I signed with Lindenwood is Coach Patrick Ross, who was my college head coach at Lindenwood, told me if I get you to come to Lindenwood, promise me that you're gonna finish your degree.
Okay.
So because he cared about me more than just ball, and the other part was, for some reason, I don't know what it was, Langston couldn't get me in during the spring. So in order for you to play, you have a better chance of playing if you're able to go through spring football and stuff like that. So, so I chose Lindenwood. Coach set me up with some late start classes in March, and then still like had it to where I had my full scholarship. So I went back home in March. I enrolled, started taking some late start classes. I took 2 summer classes. I had my fall classes, and I got my 24 hours. But this time go around, whenever I got back into school, my grades been exceptional. So we go home for a month, and this is 2010 now. We go home for a month. Come back. I have to do some work study, 2 classes in the summertime, and do work study so I can get my tuition paid for. So done that, and there's a dead period in NAIA ball, like the last week of July. It went from like July 31st to like around August 3rd or 5th or something like that, where you can go out there by yourself, but the coaches couldn't be out there.
Okay.
And in between that time, my mother passed.
Okay.
So, mother died a week before my birthday, a week before my 25th birthday on August 3rd. So, my aunt that made the DVD, she called me, she's like, we're gonna have to get you home. So, let my teachers know before the semester started. Went home, dealt with my mom passing, and I came back and I made all A's and B's that semester. And another reason I went to Lindenwood, because I said if I'm gonna go to NAIA, I'm gonna go to one of the best teams in the country. Lindenwood was preseason ranked number 2 that year. So we finished 10-2 that year. 10-2, got upset in the first round of the playoffs by St. Francis, and it was a barn burner. It's like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We never had like no issues with like mesh exchange, running inside zone. And somehow, like our quarterback and our running back, like hit each other. Ball got fumbled. They held the ball and wound up scoring 19 seconds, and we didn't. We lost. So that's 2010. So after the season, I decided that I wanted to play pro ball.
Yeah. Then we're making the jump to pro now.
Yeah. So I played in this All-Star game at I don't know if you guys remember, in 2010 in December, the Metrodome had collapsed. The roof had collapsed because of the snow.
I'm sure Gary remembers.
Yeah, so we went down and played in Minneapolis. So what happened was they didn't cancel the game. We actually had to play the game at the Minnesota Golden Gophers indoor facility. Now, the thing about that, the roof was kind of low. So I was back there returning punts. Sometimes I had to kick the ball 3 times. The ball kept hitting the roof. But I did that. Went back home, started working out. I went down to Houston, worked out at Optimum Pro-Am Sports with the trainer. I worked a little bit at the Duke Academy in Kenner with Coach Duke Ross. He did some work with Tom Shaw and Coach Prime back in the day. He still runs his facility and does stuff. He used to do all the combine prep and stuff like that. So on February 3rd, 2011. I'm working out at Planet Fitness on Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette. I get a call because in January, the end of January, I went down to Atlanta and went to an open tryout. There was an open tryout where we had to have helmets and shoulder pads, and it was for CFL and arena teams.
Okay.
So I did that, got someone to film it, and then put that video on YouTube. February 3rd, I'm lifting, I'm bench pressing. I remember in Planet Fitness, I got a call.
Coach Washington watching.
Yeah, I got a call from GM John Blazek at the time for Wichita Wild in the IFL. Said that they want to sign me, and if guys know when you're playing pro ball, you still got to go and make the team. So I remember bringing some stuff out there, and Coach Maytosh, my head coach at the time, picked me up from the airport and was like, you still have to like make the team. You got all this stuff. I said, Coach, I'm not going home. I said, Coach, I'm not going home.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in Wichita, Kansas. It's 2011. It's the spring of 2011, and
We're going to turn around.
this is my first time like really experiencing, I would say, like the politics of sports. Like it has nothing to do with your play or anything like that. So we started out like 0-5, and coach got fired. So then the defensive coordinator became the interim coach and wound up being the. So this guy named Wendell Davis, Coach Wendell Davis, played at Oklahoma, played pro ball. He comes in and he's working with the wideouts. He's basically like the offensive coordinator, but really good coach. Tough as nails. Coach Wendell, before practice, we were working out. He's like, man, I need to play this dude. So we had went through a bunch of different quarterbacks. It was crazy. My college quarterback, Phil Stayback, wound up being our quarterback. So we started out 0-5. We wound up finishing 6-4, but we missed two games, and I started the last 2 games. And I remember it was Mother's Day. I scored 2 touchdowns on Mother's Day for my mom. We played against the Oklahoma Yard Dogs.
You never forget that moment?
Yeah. So I signed back with them in 2012. I'm in the best shape of my life. So still chasing the NFL and CFL. Just, you know what I'm saying, making film and still going after it. So I come back. I feel like I'm at my best. They brought in a lot of talented guys and doing everything that you can. I felt I had a really good camp, and it's cut day. So if you know, in the IFL or arena ball, camp, they say camp is 2 weeks, but it's really a week, and then the next week, you're really preparing for the game week. But there's still some cuts gonna go. So it's cut day. Guys are getting phone calls. I get a text message, come downstairs. So Coach Morris Lawler, still a really good friend of mine. Coach Lawler called me, said, "Hey man, I love you, but we decided to go in another direction." So at the time, I had an agent. His name was D. Ty Williams. So got him on the phone and started making some calls. So at this time, you know what I'm saying, a week that went by, so you really only have like a week to make a team. So he gets an opportunity for me with the Sioux Falls Stones, who's been they like the top dog in the league. Like they were like dominating, like super dominating. So I got an opportunity. Yeah, so I got an opportunity to go there. They bringing me in to see if I'm gonna make the team. So before I left, I went to one of my teammates. I boxed all my stuff and told him to hold my stuff. Only thing I took with me was a book sack, a toothbrush, and toothpaste, and some cleats. And I made one of my good friends. He's from Florida. Scooter Rogers, he played at UL Lafayette, was one of my teammates. Made him like hold my stuff in his room. So I go down there. I saw why Sioux Falls was the best. I seen them doing the way Coach Riggs ran this program. I see why they were the best at the time. So I go there, catch every ball, do everything I have. Coach tells me, "Hey, you did everything you're supposed to. I wasn't hesitate to sign you, but it's just a numbers game right now, so I couldn't do it." So I'm like, but when I got to the airport going up to Sioux Falls, I remember them telling me, "Hey, we'll give you $450 in vouchers if you take this later flight." So I took that because I didn't know what was gonna happen. So I took that. So I go back to Wichita. Fly back to Wichita. We had a contract with the Clarion, the Wichita team. That's where the guy stayed at. So I was real good friends with the GM Mike. So I asked him, "Hey, can you give me a room until I figure things out?" Because going home wasn't an option for me.
Yeah.
So I started Googling different indoor leagues. I'm like, I'll humble myself to somebody just give me an opportunity to play. So I'm Googling leagues right now, stuff, trying to find out if this coach has a Facebook page, and I found out that there was this new league called the UIFL. It started. There's a team in Florida, a team in Mississippi. So I reach out to this coach named Coach Burnside, Brent Burnside. And you know, normally, man, when guys get cut, you fly yourself in and out. It's not like the NFL or anything like that. You use your own money to fly yourself out and stuff like that. So talking to Coach Burnside, he's like, "Man, we need a veteran receiver." I sent him like my film and stuff like that from the year I played in the IFL. It's like, "Man, we need a vet to come in." So he told me, he was like, "Hey man, I really like your stuff. Just hold off for a second." But what was going on is they'll have some guys that was having like issues getting home, so they still was holding like hotel rooms and stuff like that. So so he wound up calling me after about 3-4 days and was like, hey, come here, we're gonna work it out. So I found myself in Fort Myers, Florida, home of Deion Sanders and Noel Devine that played at West Virginia. I found myself sleeping on the floor for like a month and a half. They brought in me and this guy named Rod. Rod that got cut from the bigger end, the AFL. He had got cut from the AFL. So it comes down, I'm balling out this Sunday. I get there Sunday, we got practice, balling out. Thursday comes down to the NFL conditioning test, the 300-yard shuttle. So you have to go 8 times, 25 yards, down and back. Then you get a 2-minute break, you have to do it again, and you have to pass it in a certain amount of time. Okay. I passed my conditioning test, Rod failed his, I made the roster. Rod goes to the team that we have to play, because this is an inaugural league. So the Mississippi team picked him up. So we playing them this Saturday. The game is Saturday.
So he had a chip.
Huh?
He had a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, but I wound up having 5 catches and 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
In my debut, I actually led the league in touchdowns. I scored 35 touchdowns. 32 on offense and 3 on defense. But hungry, just one opportunity.
Seemed like you bet on yourself.
Yeah, I did. So what year that was? 2012 when the Ravens played the 49ers in the Superdome. I want to say it's either 2012 or 2013. I go down during that time. I go down to Birmingham and work out for the. I started looking at after the season. So we made it to the championship and lost in the championship game.
Okay.
We were undefeated, lost in the championship to the Cincinnati Commandos. So we lost that game, and after the season, I started looking for the AFL, because AFL was actually playing on ESPN, some games on ESPN. Started looking for teams who had like bad records, and man, I'm going to get signed by a team. So I went and work out during that time around February. I went and work out for the Cleveland Gladiators for Coach Selesky. Coach Ron Selesky. So I go down there, and it was a workout. So for the future, he had already would have put eyes on some guys whenever they needed some guys. Because the AFL does, they'll bring you in on like a 3-day waiver or something like that, and then they'll tell you after if you make the team.
Okay.
All right. So after the season, Gladiators, they're 3-13. I hit them up, but let me show you what's crazy. So I come back home. From Florida. My coach that got fired from the Wichita Wild, he was a special teams coach for the Orlando Predators. So he brings me in on a 3-day waiver. Did really good. It was kind of like the workout I had for Coach Selesky. So I get back home to have to fly back to Orlando to go I went to do that workout, and then Cleveland wound up calling after that. So I go down to Cleveland, do my 3-day waiver. They had played a game. Who they played? I want to say they played the Pittsburgh Power. They got smacked. So we go eat. I text Coach Selesky, hey, you think Coach Turner will sign me? 10 minutes later, he's like, Don, I don't think Coach Turner is gonna be able to sign you. He'll be over to explain. All right, so comes to my suite, knocks on the door. Hey, you need a reference, anything, blah, blah, blah. We just decided we're going to go in another direction.
You played baseball out of university?
Yeah, so I asked him, I said, Coach, can you give me a couple of days so I can figure out my flight situation? He was like, yeah, take your time. He was like, take your time, take the days you can even go. So I'm not on waivers. I stay the next week and go to practice. Practicing with the backup quarterback. They win the game on Saturday. That Monday brought me an assignment. They had 2 games left of the season. So I was supposed to play the second to last game. I was going to be at home. I didn't play until the last game of the season. And the crazy part about it wasn't that wide receiver. It was that I went and played jack linebacker. I I went and played linebacker in practice versus the first team, and I got 2 picks. That day, so they like we'll rotate him at receiver if we can, but he gonna go play linebacker. So I just want to get on the field. So I went. So put me on kickoff team. I wound up having 10 tackles and a fumble recovery. We wound up losing a close game.
It was an opportunity.
Yeah, so we go do exit meetings after the season. I got really good feedback. Coach like, hey, when September comes, this is July. The Arena Bowl was actually in New Orleans that year. So I go and watch those. I think the Arizona Rattlers won the championship that year. So I go watch the Arena Bowl, and then I got good feedback in my exit meeting that basically, wait, when September comes, he's gonna pick up my rookie option. I'm gonna come back and go to the Cleveland Gladiators. I never got that phone call. Stayed in touch. Never got that phone call. It took me so long during that time it took me that time in the off season because you get a job in the off season. It took me from July to October to get a job. I started working at Hibbett Sports in the Northgate Mall as an assistant manager. That I said, I felt like I did everything that I can to try to make it. And I also didn't mention that I had a private workout with the Edmonton Eskimos. I got a phone call. Kerry Joseph from Liberia was still was a vet at that time. He was in Ja'Cory Harris that played at Miami. They were the quarterbacks for the Edmonton. They're the Edmonton Elks now, but they were the Eskimos. I had to drive down to IMG and do a private workout. Nobody I've been to CFL workouts. Guys, you pay $100. There's like 200 guys there, and then they tell you, hey, the guy that runs a 4.3 and jump a 10.3 is gonna get an opportunity. I'm like, that's crazy, but yeah, because that's rare that's gonna happen anyway. But I go down there, and I remember the connection was my recruiting coordinator, Coach Walker. He knew Ed Hervey, played for him at Pasadena City College in California. So he set up a workout. I remember coming in the room and I missed the phone call. I missed the phone call from Ed, and I called him back, and I had a private workout at IMG in Bradenton, Florida. So, like I said, when you go to a workout, there's a bunch of different guys. This was my workout. Me working out in front of the staff by myself. GM, head coach, position coaches. I go down there, I kill it because the CFL game is with the motion. It's kind of with playing arena ball. It's the same thing. So I was used to doing the motion. So they really good. The player personnel guy at the time basically told me, "Hey, you did everything that you were supposed to. The only thing we got to do is do a background check." I remember calling my dad on the phone, and I was crying. I was like, man, the dude basically without saying that, like, I'm gonna get signed. I'm about to get an opportunity to go to the Canadian Football League, and never told nobody. And then they didn't. I talked to Coach Walker. He said he talked to Ed and GM, and he's like, man, your guy took care of his business. So, it's still like a month before CFL would actually rookies have to report, like in May. So you wait, you know how nerve-wracking that is, waiting on that call. So the call never happened. So then texting Ed, never responded. Then I told Coach Walk, he was like, man, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like Ed to not ever respond. And then he wound up texting me, and he was like, son, our roster is full. So then Coach Walker told me to tell him, hey, tell him you'll pay for your own flight to Canada just to put me on the practice squad. Because he knew if I just got in the building, I just needed to get in the building that I was going to make the team. So then I texted him that. 2 days later, he responded, son, exactly like this, son, our roster is full. That broke me. So because I felt like I exhausted. I did everything that I could.
Keep going.
I'm like, what else? So I'm working at Hibbett's. I I started in October.
Eventually, the mental game's got to come into play.
The blessing was the Lord blessed me with mental toughness. I always had that, like never gonna break. But January comes. I'm working at still working in the mall. I get a call from a guy who's the player personnel director at the time for the Colorado Ice. So what they were doing, first couple of days, they were playing off man. Guys was going crazy. They're like, oh, let's press now. So they needed somebody that can get off of press coverage. So Coach Dylan Sanders showed Coach O'Neal my film. He was like, hey, you think we can get this guy? And Coach showed my film. He was like, hey, you think we gonna be able to get this guy? And Dylan's like, man, I believe so. So he called me. I went talk to my manager, and this is going into this is the spring of 2014. So I took that I took that opportunity to go play in the IFL with the Colorado Ice. We that year adversity again. We in a real talented team. Came down. I got one opportunity in our preseason game. Guy threw, and I equate the catch to, I know everybody know Lynn Swan, used to make the ballerina catches. They threw me a go ball, Willie Copeland, left-hander, threw me a go ball on the right side. And I remember the DB, like, thinking that he was in position to, like, pick it off. And I just jumped over him and caught the ball. It's on YouTube, and made that catch. And I remember Coach bringing me in with the personnel director and saying, "You got one opportunity, and that you made that catch, and you made the team." And so I wound up starting in the stationary position. We made it all the way to the semifinals and lost to a really good Nebraska Danger team that we beat 2 times during the season. But just to backtrack just a little bit, it was 2014. My first high school opportunity to coach in the off season was 11 and 12 at South Plaquemines High School. So that's where I got my start. That's where I got my start at coach over there. The first year.
South Plaquemines.
Yeah. My second year, I was with I was with Coach LeBoard. I think he's in administration at Riverside right now, and then I was Coach Fig. Coach Fig was my second
Coach
year.
Fig, state champs.
Yeah, so 2014, but Coach Fig, Coach Fig from Lafayette.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Coach Cedric Figueroa. That was at Lafayette High. Okay. Years back, he's at Northside right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2014. That was actually the last time I hung my cleats up. 2014. 2014 is when I hung them up. In 2017, I was going to get another opportunity to play for the Iowa Barnstormers. That's the same team that Kurt Warner, when Kurt Warner was bagging groceries in Iowa. He played for that team, and I hung it up. And I remember the coach at the time, he got mad at me because I decided to give up playing ball. And
because
so,
you still had a little left in the tank.
Oh, I still had it in me. I could have, but it was time for that next chapter. So 2017 was the year I started. I got my LLC and started training.
Okay. So
initially, my training business was called the Team Fuse Camp. It was called the Team Fuse Camp. So, and I always wanted a facility. So I said, but my motto was four quarter mentality. And I know a lot of people want to know what that means.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, but I changed the name because I said if I wanted a facility, I didn't want it to be named the Team Fuse Camp. I wanted it to be named four quarter mentality. So I did the paperwork to get the name switched over to 4 quarter mentality, and that's when I started I started training. At the time, I was doing fitness and I was doing athletes. I was going in it was 2014 going to 2015. I was working at AT&T. So 2014, I actually worked at Westgate as the wide receivers coach, and then I wound up moving to Baton Rouge and started working from 2015 to 2018. I worked at AT&T and I was training on the side. So I would I would train the ladies in fitness. So I would have like fitness boot camps, and I was training athletes. But athletes was always my passion. I just felt like that was my niche, even though the fitness side, I feel like it's more like sustainable. When it comes to like training athletes, it's kind of like tax. It's like tax season. It only like hit in certain spurts when you have it, when you're doing it. Unless you just have a training, when you have unless you have your own training facility. But so.
Is the volume any better? Someone let us know if the volume's any better. Go ahead, Coach.
I got you.
I'll go put the mics on. You can finish what you were saying.
Yes, sir. So I started training, and then in 2018, I'm working at AT&T, and I felt like I wasn't doing what I love. So I remember going to sleep one weekend, and then God told me it was time. He said it was time. So I'm about to take a leap of faith and go full-time training athletes, not knowing where income or anything go come from. So
All right, Coach, try. We'll see if we got Coach back and we got the new audio on. See if that's any better for everyone watching.
do I need to flip this on? Okay.
Is that any better?
Can you guys hear me? Mic check.
We'll see if that's any better for the people watching.
This is one of the number one fans. Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
They're good. I just didn't want the battery to die on the phone, so that's why I didn't put the microphones on.
Okay, I got
But
you.
you can finish what you were saying.
Yeah, I moved back home, and I was training at Westgate and I was getting the kids from the Lafayette area, Baton Rouge, and New Iberia area together. We would train. We would do speed training. We'd do positional work, and then we'll do one-on-ones and things like that. And then it started growing. And then I got in, started helping kids get to college.
And that's fourth quarter mentality, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go to that area in a minute. We find our way to Como, didn't we?
Yes, in 2019. Yes.
We found our way to St. Martinville.
Yes, sir.
2020.
2020 before I went to Southern.
We found our way to Southern Lab in 2021.
Southern University.
Southern University. I'm
yes,
sorry.
Sir. No, you good.
Let's see where else we went. 2022 we went to Beauchamp. Is that
yes,
correct?
after Southern. Yeah. I went to Beauchamp for the fall.
2023 we went to Lafayette Renaissance.
Lafayette Renaissance. I took the offensive coordinator job that spring.
So you've been through some programs, and now you make the jump. And now we're going to Graceland.
Going to Graceland.
2024, the decision.
2023 it was actually.
Okay,
yeah.
2023. Talk to me about the decision. We go to Graceland. We're going to be the passing game coordinator.
Yeah, offensive pass game coordinator, wide receivers coach, and pro liaison.
How did that opportunity come into play? and why was it significant to take that step in your life at that point?
So my head coach at Lindenwood, Coach Patrick Ross, he took the job at Graceland. I want to say it was in 2022. Graceland was like the worst team in the country during that time. It was 30-game losing streak, and went in and turned the program around. So year one, before I got there, he won 4 games. Year two, we went 6-5, and this past year in the fall we went 7-4 and 5-1 in conference. But the opportunity came because that was my college head coach. But after Southern, he actually called me. I couldn't take it because my Southern opportunity, I had to volunteer in that spot. To break into college, I didn't get paid. So what I was doing was I would drive Lyft after practice and stuff like that at night, and just kept on grinding it out. Just sometimes you have to take lateral steps in order to move forward. So anytime I've been to some different stops, but they all been because of promotions.
Let me ask you this: you're at Graceland now. How important was it for you and to make it a point of emphasis to show the love to the Louisiana talent and let them know that there's a lot of hidden gems out there that can go play college football?
So I believe I'm a component, and everybody talks about the transfer portal. I believe that you have to build through the high school and then go pick, because there's a lot of not good kids in the portal. It's a reason why sometimes you get in the portal. We're not talking about the kids who went and created value for themselves and then got an opportunity. So I think building through the high school. So my whole goal was I'm going to go, and Louisiana College became NAIA. They were D3. I said, I'm going to beat Louisiana College and Centenary for Louisiana kids. So when I got there, I went in coach's office. I said, hey, coach, you mind if I offer some kids? So my whole goal was to go get FCS level D1 high school kids. Those kids will be able to come in right now and be able to play immediately. So that was my goal. So I went in, all the kids I knew that were sleepers, I went and offered everybody. Even if I knew they were going to be, even the young kids that was going to be, I said, we got to brand our program. I'm going to offer everybody, even if it's a young kid. And I know he's going to be a future D1 and everybody going to have Graceland offers. And everybody started in Louisiana. They treated Graceland as like if it was a D1 program. And we made graphics, we did the things that weren't the norm at that level, and just market our program. My head coach at Grayson is super confident. You talking about taking a job in Lamona, Iowa, that's in the middle of nowhere. There's no Walmart there, none of that, and just the confidence and believing in his system. And what everybody don't know, at Lindenwood, we led the nation in offense, points per game. Total offense, and that was all divisions, Division I, Division II, all that. So we took that system and brought it to Graceland, and it was successful, taking a program from 8 points a game to 43.5. And then I'm using the system with my own tweaks right now.
Let me ask you this question. Along the way, you've been in a lot of offices, played for a lot of great coaches, and even coached under a lot of great coaches. Did a coach have an impact on you that sparked this run to get you where you are today?
First one I would say is George Harris. So George Harris, my coach from Slideside and Pee Wee football, and the thing is, George coached a lot of the coaches that are like at STM and different places that a lot of people play for Coach George. That's before all the travel ball. You had to go play City League with, you had BYYA and Broussard, you had KSI, Katie and Nealon, Lisa, all those guys.
Okay.
So it was Coach Harris, but in 2019, Coach Dotson, we kind of like have those, you always set goals. So Coach Dotson in 2019, I told him that I wanted to be a coordinator. And I remember him telling me, hey, you want to be a coordinator? I'm going to have to teach you offensive line play. And so Coach Dotson was one of those ones. One of my good mentors is Coach Trev Falk. Anything I need, he gives me. And my good friend Steve Simon, who's the offensive coordinator at Generate, I wouldn't be the coach I am right now without his help to mentor me to learning X's and O's and stuff like that. Because the thing is, everybody always talk about you have to stop. When you stop playing, there's a lot of guys, they talk about guys not, but they don't see they see the game as a player and not a coach. So I'm fully in coach mode, like right now. So those guys are a few guys along the way that have inspired me along the way.
What would you tell your younger self from the very beginning if he was sitting with me today?
I would have took care of my business earlier, and I feel like I would have been further along in my coaching career. I would have took care of my business academics. I've never had trouble with academics. It was easy for me, and I just had bad study habits going to college. Because I finished high school with a 3.3 GPA and just had bad study habits, and that led to me not taking care of my business, and then I wound up having a reality check and then getting it together. And in between that time, before I got the opportunity to in 2019, I called one of my mentors, David, Coach Yak Johnson. He's the running backs coach at Florida State. I told him, hey, I said I'm tired of struggling. It was the end of the fall of it was the beginning of the fall of 2019. I said I'm tired of struggling, and he gave me this YouTube video and told me to go watch it, turn it off, and I got back into school. And May 15, 2021, I got my degree from Nichols, and that's when I got my first 10 days later after I graduated. I got my first college job after that. So
let's go in that timeline. Got an opportunity to start a family also? Yes.
My daughter, she made 18 May 30th. She just graduated in May from Ursuline Academy, and she started classes, so she's going to school at Tuskegee to be a chemical engineer. 27 ACT, 4.5 GPA, just a stud in the classroom. She makes me proud, and she's doing hair too. So she wanted me to help her get some people. So anybody need braids or anything like that, hit up Sanaya.
Yes. Shout out.
Yeah, and my son, he's 9. He'll be 10 September 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have 2 kids.
Coach, what's the biggest obstacle you had to overcome during this journey? There was a lot of them. There was a lot of adversity.
My mother's passing.
Yeah.
I think my mother's passing probably be my biggest adversity, and just nobody's really patient. I know so many people with that journey would have probably been gave up, probably been quit, but it needed to be told because it might motivate the next kid that has that faces adversity. So adversity doesn't bother me. I actually embrace it.
Who's someone or maybe a few people who have helped you the most along the way?
The coaches I mentioned, the guys who work for the recruiting service, my kids, my aunts, Elena Smith, she's always been by my side. Anybody that's been supportive. The kids that I work with each and every day. Everybody's makes me, and I never get satisfied. So I have a chip on my shoulder, and I'm just gonna keep on going.
This is the ultimate bet on yourself story.
Yes, sir.
Where you put your head down and go to work, and it's all going to pay off in the end.
Yes, sir.
There's the beginning. We want to shift gears?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go to fourth quarter mentality with me?
Yes, sir.
We'll start there. Fourth quarter mentality. Let's ask the question about how the name came into play first. We know you went into training, but how did the name fourth quarter mentality come into life here?
All the adversity I've ever faced in my life, and also you ever been watching a game and it's the fourth quarter and you say, well, why this team didn't play like this at the beginning? I believe games can be lost in the first quarter. So just having that mindset that you would have in the fourth quarter, in the first, second, third, and fourth quarter, and you could be a teacher in the classroom. You can be any occupation and have fourth quarter mentality. Just being able to have laser focus, just not giving up when stuff gets bad. Just look at the good and just keep on going. It ain't easy. I know it ain't easy, but the Lord just wired me different. So.
And we started
2017 is when I got my LLC. It was the Team Fuse Camp.
Yep.
And then my motto was fourth quarter mentality. And I said whenever I get a building, I was going to name it fourth quarter mentality, so I changed the information over. Not that long. Yeah.
How about the vision then compared to the vision now?
Okay, so I didn't know too much about, at the time, I didn't know too much about, it's 2019. I didn't know too much about, travel 7-on-7. So I went to, a tryout for the Louisiana Bootleggers. They were kind of doing the expansion. They only had, 18 and under during that time.
7-on-7 and you think them, right?
Yeah. Jimmy Smith started Bootleggers in 2010 and went down the traction. And there was a tryout. Derek Stingley and guys like Keyshawn Booty and all those guys were all there, and it's kind of where a lot of guys got their start when it comes to getting exposure. Because a lot of kids, I see the good in it. It's not the you get to go compete. There's not a place where you in travel 7-on-7 where you can go play against the other best skill players from around the country. If you're doing it right, that's how. I know sometimes they have bad apples, and that's what people see, and then they think that's the entire picture. But seeing those guys, and I saw that my area, the 337, was lacking exposure. So at the time, Bootleggers was expanded into 15U. They had never had 15U prior to 2019. So they put a team in the St. James area. They put one in the Baton Rouge Zachary area, and then I was in Southwest Louisiana. So what I did at the time, we were only going to pylon tournaments. Pylon host tournaments and stuff like that. So that year, in the spring of 2019, we went and played down in Mandeville, and after that, I was just trying to look for other circuits that we can go play on, and I found out that they had a tournament going on down in Texas. It was this tournament host called Championship 7-on-7, and there's a big program down in Dallas called True Buzz. It was their invitational, and at the time, colleges weren't allowing 15U teams to come on campus, and I wound up contacting the coordinator, and I said, hey, I'm from Louisiana. We have some kids want to go. That was the first time I brought some kids on campus to TCU. That was guys like Malik Neighbors. That's when Malik Neighbors was discovered and stuff like that. So what I did was I said I'm gonna start building relationships with college coaches, and then when your kids go to college and they perform, that's how they come back to you and they're like, hey, you become a trusted source. They know you're not going to send them any kid because understanding that their job is on the line. And sometimes we set false expectations instead of like just being letting the kids know the truth of everything. Let them know, even in high school, hey, where your playing level at. Sometimes we think being on a good high school team or having stats that equals prospect. That don't work like that. And I think they just have to build that, you know what I'm saying, just bridge that gap. And guys, you have to reach out, and coaches aren't required to do it in high school, but I'm going to do it for my guys. I'm going to do it for my guys that I come in contact with to help those guys. So we were lacking exposure. I felt like we were lacking exposure in the Lafayette area. And, you know, guys in New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Shreveport, they get the benefit of they will get the benefit of the doubt. So you started doing it, and it just grew. So then I was the very first person in Louisiana to have a 14U and a 12U team. Then I was the first one to have a 10U team. Now 707, Travel 707 has grown, and there's so many organizations because these kids have to have a place to develop. And I just believe, so what I try to do is mentor all the other like organizations, make sure these kids are doing things that they're supposed to, because when a high school coach looks up and he sees some foolishness, he gonna think the entire thing is like that, and it's really not like that. Like, we're not making those guys go out there and do stuff. I tell them, hey, if you don't do it at your high school, and we're actually like teaching real football, making sure the quarterbacks are dropping. Make sure we doing half field reads and teaching the quarterback on a smash concept. Hey, we reading the corner sits, we throw the corner. He drops, we throw the stuff like that, just so we can have that advantage. And it was guys like Coach Struther, his son walked on at UL Landon, coming over there and seeing the program and going back and tell people that it's not like what people think it is. And you know what I'm saying, just keeping God first and just grinding out. And then at some point, I branched off and started my own program and went full time with 4-quarter mentality. And then now we've been producing sending a lot of kids to school. So it's just a blessing.
Upcoming sessions, let's go there. Let's do a little promoting here. Give us some dates, some times, phone number, contact information, the money that it requires, all the little small details. What should we focus on?
So my individual sessions are $50. Group session, $45. Tomorrow morning, I have a DB session in Broussard, and then at 9 o'clock I have a receiver and running back session. Then that evening, I'm gonna go see Coach Jimmy Zachary, and I'm doing a session in Baton Rouge for any kids in Baton Rouge to come out to that running back and receiver session at 5 o'clock at Liberty High School. And then on Sunday I'll be in Lake Charles. I'll be in Lake Charles on Sunday.
What's more important to you, strength, speed, or technique?
I said technique and speed. But strength is important, but I'll say technique and speed.
Technique and speed, okay.
Yeah. I tell all football players that they need to be running track. Yeah. If you play football, you need to run track.
I'm 100% with you there. What's one thing most young athletes neglect in their training?
Eating right.
Okay.
That's an underrated. Eating right. Their conditioning. Conditioning is something that people don't talk about, and being flexible. I'm seeing a lot of kids everywhere where these kids, I remember being in high school, I've been down, I could touch my toes, but I could put my hands flat on the ground. You got kids that can't even go down to their shins, and that's causing these soft tissue injuries and things of that sort. As a trainer, if you're working out with a trainer, the first thing he's supposed to do is keep you healthy. So those different things, being flexible, but eating, those type of things. And actually, man, make sure you're working with somebody that know what they're doing, because you can actually create bad habits as well. So
take me back to that first ever session. Who was the first player you got to work with?
I can't think of his name right now. Miss Robbie's grandson. Uh, first player.
Where you play ball at?
Played at Westgate.
Okay, so
Latrell Bethel. Latrell Bethel was my first training client. We worked out in the West End Park, but it brought him so much confidence because I believe in underdogs. There's a lot of guys that go out there and they want to go and train every kid, but all the kids that come through me were kids that were like, no name and things of that sort, and just build them up. I don't just take kids just because of their status, and if your attitude and you're not doing what you're supposed to, you can't work out with us.
Well, let me ask you this: is there something you want every athlete you work with to take from a session? What would it be? What would you want them to take from each session that you get to work with?
Just work ethic. Just working hard. Because a lot of time, man, the mental toughness, the mental aspect of the game. That's the biggest thing, man. These kids, they're exposed to so much, so you actually have to build them up. You have to incorporate teaching them how to be confident, because they're competitive. They'll show you that they want to like do certain things, but most kids nowadays aren't confident.
Yeah.
They aren't confident. So you have to give them confidence and show them that, hey, show them what hard work is, because we give them a lot of things right now.
Coach, how early should young athletes begin position-specific training?
I take kids that are 4 and up, but I'll give you an example with my son. I haven't coached my son yet, and it's minimum to what I'll show him a little bit of stuff. Because first I want him to have fun, and then a lot of people want to live their dreams through their kids. So I say about fifth, 6th grade. Yeah, middle school. Yeah, middle school.
Who did you know the first time you saw him that he was different? He was going to be a star.
I knew K-Sean was gonna be that guy. He was really raw. Saw his lower body. Always knew that he was a track kid, and just had to continue to develop. But Mr. Neighbors.
Malik?
Yeah. Even when he wasn't confident, that other tournament that we played, that True Buzz tournament, I remember after a game, I asked him, I said, hey, you know why I go to you? He was like, nah. I was like, man, you that guy. But he always came back with the ball very highly competitive. You just know he had those. It's the traits you see. Yeah. You see the traits, and you like, man, you can develop the rest. But yeah, he's the most competitive kid I've been around so far.
How about the biggest transformation you've ever seen in a player you've worked with?
Probably was Devin Manuel, offensive tackle from Beauchesne. It's kind of him and Travell Frederick. Who plays. So Devin he's currently, so out of high school he went to Arkansas, but it'll be his second year at Florida, University of Florida. He transferred, and Travell is he's at University of Houston. But these were kids who weren't the most like athletic kid. Devin was a big kid. Travell, they were, kind of on the clumsy side, and just, hey, work, put the athleticism in them, just kept on grinding, and the rest is history. But Devin was one of those projects. 'Cause I remember Marcus Lewis, one of my good friends, he coaches the DBs at Como. He told me about him. He's like, because we call him Big Baby. He told me about the kid, and I was like, hey, I said, I'm not gonna be his offensive line coach. I'm gonna make him a better athlete. and then I'm gonna teach him how. Hey, I'm gonna line up like I'm an edge defender and get him to be comfortable with guys coming off the edge. And then when he went to his first camp, Coach Lewis took him to Kansas. Les Miles was the head coach. I said, bro, if you don't come back with an offer, it's your fault. And Les Miles offered him his first scholarship, but he was a project, and can't think of his name right now, but it was a lineman named Dylan. Went to Acadiana, and he was a backup. But I remember the coaches telling me, hey, if you can get this kid faster, you get this lineman, you get him faster, get him better, we're going to give you a state championship ring.
Come on.
But nah, he put in the work, changed his eating habits. Guy wound up starting, and he went D2.
Yeah.
You know, he went D2. So you can work yourself into, you know what I'm saying, a good player. A lot of guys just don't know, or they just think that, hey, they want like ready-made dudes. You got to go make them yourself sometimes.
Coach, two-part question for you here.
Yes, sir.
When we're talking about camps-wise, walk me through a camp. Are you called in to help at some of these camps, or are you the person that has to call certain people to come and help out these camps? And when you're putting on camps, who would be the first person you calling to join you?
I used to work when I first started out training, I used to work the Nike Open and then the Under Armour camps and those things, and I don't do that anymore because I kind of not graduated, but yeah. So
didn't you host one not too long ago?
I hosted, when the last time I hosted a camp? I didn't host one this year. No, but I've hosted quite a few camps, and me and Clay Mack, who's a DB guru out of Dallas, he has like over probably getting close to 300. I don't know the exact amount, but he's like a DB guru. We're just trying to put a date together so we're gonna do we don't call it a camp, we call it a clinic, because we're not gonna be out there like doing one-on-ones. We're actually gonna teach you. He's gonna be teaching you DB play, and I'm teaching you what you need in order to be successful at wide receiver. But probably call my best friend Steve Simon to when it comes to like camps and stuff like that, and just doing that's probably who I would call first.
Going into the 2025 season, Coach, are there any guys right now that are committed to different schools in the country that you've worked with?
Roderick Tesano, Opelousas Catholic, USC, Jeremiah Bushnell, Emmanuel Collins comes out of my program. He's committed. Jeremiah Bushnell is committed to Houston. Emmanuel Collins is committed to La Tech.
Bushnell's at Iowa.
He's at Iowa.
And where's the
Collins is at Southside. Okay. Collins is at Southside. We had a kid that played for us. He just transferred school in Mississippi, but he was at Hammond High School, committed to Southern Miss. Who else we have? We got a kid at Covington that's going to Texas State, and we still got a few 2026s that's gonna find. Got guys like Cole Bergeron that'll get figured out in the fall, but he's blowing up. That's all I can think of right now as far as like committed guys right now.
Any commitment days you've got to attend in the past, or draft parties you've got to attend?
I got to go to the NFL Combine with Malik. I've been to several signing days. Yeah. I've been to several. Too many that I could name, but unless I just couldn't make it.
Is, huh?
Oh, it is. It's a blessing for the family, and I don't think a lot of people know the blood, sweat, and tears. Like when these kids like drop a ball or miss a tackle, everybody's quick to criticize, but they don't see like the commitment that these kids are going through.
Yeah.
And it's a volatile business, coaching wise too, and stressful.
You got a chance to work with Keon?
I did some work with Keon. Keon was heavily involved in the basketball, and
how about that? Keon Coleman, now Roderick Tesano, putting OC on the map.
Yeah, yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, a guy who's guarding Keyshawn Fish when he wasn't playing AAU basketball. We would get some sessions in his backyard. And at the time, it's a parking lot now, but he came down to LCA and we got some work. I talked to him when we took a visit to UCLA. He was on FaceTime with one of the guys. We don't really talk that much anymore, but it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? He got a chance to change his family dynamic. But I stay in touch with Malik's family all the time. Yeah.
The relationship with Malik Neighbors, first time you got to meet him was through the 707, correct?
Yes, it was at he was like 14, 15 at Traction. And he was at an 18U trial, and I remember he was going at these kids from like Warren Easton and stuff, and just like highly competitive. And I'm like, Como got a dog like that?
Yeah.
So we didn't have at the time we were starting a 15U program. We didn't have enough kids from that trial. So Coach Sean Preston, Shash Preston, his son was the number one. He's at Tulane now. Started out at Bama. He was the number one receiver in the class of 2022. Coach Preston came down because he had the team that was in St. James. Coach Sean came down and helped me in St. Martinville. Didn't hesitate. Came down and helped me put on because he's a defensive guy, so he used to call the defense, and I would call the offense for the national team. He came down and we did a trial. So.
Think he's the best to come through Lafayette?
He's the highest rated kid to come through Lafayette. It's hard, man. I just recognize people greats because I've seen Kevin Falk. Mm-hmm. He was different. I've seen early Doucette. But no, he was different, and I still think that he was at the time. I still feel like he was underrated at the time. You have guys like Trey Harris who had like 2 scholarship offers, goes to Louisiana Tech, creates value for himself, has a good game against Clemson, and the rest is history. But yeah, he's the highest rated guy to come out of. But I just respect everybody's greatness. It's hard to judge guys. Man, they all for the area. That's how I look at it.
Correct.
Yeah.
How about if you could train one player that's in the NFL right now, who would it be?
Who? In the NFL right now. Let me see. Probably would be Travis Hunter, because Travis always played both ways, so he's still going through the developmental process. So Travis Hunter right now would probably be one that I would like to get my hands on, just help him with some stuff, because it's hard when he's so athletic, he's doing stuff, but he's he's a jack at all trades, but not really like a master of none yet, because he's spending time, so it's hard, not a lot of time.
Traits that separate elite players from average ones, what would you say it'd be?
Competitive toughness. You have to be physically tough, and you got to be able to run. It all boils down to every athlete. It all boils down to athleticism. Yeah.
What's one mistake you see in players or coaches that they make in the weight room?
Some players don't believe that they have to work hard in the weight room. They think they can just go out there and play. So a lot of people have a false sense of what it takes to either win a championship or what it takes. Those guys that are winning, they're lifting. And the guys who you'll get down, you have an opportunity. Let's say you're a defensive guy, you don't take care of the weight room, and you starting and you're in a game. And somebody that's been lifting weights and you on a 2-yard line, that's the difference between scoring a touchdown and getting that guy on the ground.
Yeah.
So taking the weight room, some guys, I think you need to, if you're a strength and conditioning guy you need to go sit down with experts, guys that's on the next level. You can't do some of the stuff that's been done in the past. You got to go learn that type of stuff so you can actually not hurt somebody. Because it could be something as simple as a guy named Gary in GLS. He does a lot of injury prevention stuff with Albert Brock when he does his speed school. Shout out to those guys; they're doing a great job. Shout out to DP in New Orleans. They're doing DPT. They're doing a really good job out there. But Gary started doing some stuff. It's called GOTA, where they studied like the top athletes and wonder why they don't get hurt. So I remember it was just something that always resonated when guys are squatting. Make sure that they inside ankle bones, watch that, are not collapsing, because that could lead into an ACL injury. And I remember telling that to Coach Cheese one time. He had showed me a video of a guy, and then it made him conscious in the weight room. I showed it to him. So just little stuff like that, stuff that people you won't know that unless somebody give you that information. Sometimes we don't know. We just working.
How do you structure off-season versus in-season workouts?
You find out first. So what I've done is you do a good job of building relationships. That's what I did. I wasn't just the trainer that people just saw. I went and sat down with head coaches and stuff, so they actually, because it becomes trust. The thing what you don't want to do is do something different than they're being taught at their high school as well. So you just know it's in season, and you know what's you just see, like, so I may in season workout, I may see something that he's doing wrong on film, but I'm preparing this kid for college. So we're gonna work on that.
Yeah,
we're gonna work on that. It's not nothing that's going. You got to keep them healthy, but just that's how you do it. Most people, they can't identify what's wrong with a kid, so you got to identify what's wrong with them, and then you have to do the things to fix those things.
What's your favorite drill to run with your guys?
For wide receiver, I like doing like top of the route stuff, and I think probably one of my favorite drills right now is the PVC pipe shoot, to teach them how to sink their hips, because that's something that's really huge. There's guys that are at the power forward level and they wind up in the portal because they can't do that. It's important for high school guys right now to be polished, and I think like high school coaches just got to bridge that gap with the college coaches. Just understand those guys are under a lot of pressure and don't look at it as a business. And I think nobody, until I actually was on the other side and you see exactly what guys, you look at your roster every day at practice, so you know what you need. So sometimes you may just think, hey man, this kid is what it is, and sometimes you may have to go play at a lower level to create value for yourself in order to get that opportunity. And if you're really that good, it's gonna work out itself. Snacks Harrison, he played at William Penn. That was an NAIA school, and he played in the NFL. So if you're good, you're good.
You once said, tough love is healthy for kids. Speak to me about that.
Nowadays, we look at when guys are coaching kids hard, it's kind of like frowned upon. Oh, you're not supposed to do that, but it's kept a lot of people out of jail. And I think what happened, and some of it was my generation, we had it so hard. What I mean, say hard, because there's people that came before us, they think that they had it hard. We give them everything. So because I had to struggle, I worked hard to make sure my kids don't have to struggle. And what happened is we created a world full of spoiled kids, so they don't understand what no means. And what we do now, older people, I remember older people, if a kid was crying, that didn't bother them. We give them like laptops and phones to keep their mouths, and then that's the reason why some of them are the way they are. So I believe in being tough. You don't have to like curse them out or humiliate them. You have to do more encouraging, because everything back in the day wasn't all good practices. I believe in talking more, getting them involved, just stuff like this. I'll ask my guys, hey, what do you like? What do you like? Keeping them involved and not making it like you're putting some on them, and you just bridge that gap with them, because first thing we do is compare, and it's different times. You can still be tough, but still have the, respect factor and everything, but you have to tell them, you just have to have some non-negotiables, and a lot of that is just being transparent with this generation and letting them know what the expectations is. And then sometimes, hey, they may take it away, but if you really love and care about them, they'll see that, man, that's water on the duck back. He's just trying to get the best out of me. Because at the end of the day, we want them to be great, productive citizens, and one day be good husbands, and husbands and wives in society. So,
what's the best piece of advice you would give to the generation of this year's high school athletes?
Have some. They want to work on. They need to work on having like emotional intelligence. So, I think that every high school needs to like have some type of mental toughness and character development built into their program. You have to find a way in the off season to implement that, and I promise you, we have to teach them and show them how you're supposed to think and act. Even doing like mock interviews and just knowing how to use their words and just being respectful. We got to bring respectful back. So that's the biggest thing, is just respecting each other, and just knowing that there's always somebody with a worse situation. So there's no reason to complain.
How many players have you worked with over the years?
It's getting close to like 300.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting close to like 300. I would have to sit down and have the exact number. I've done it, try to do it, but it's a lot.
What's the most rewarding part about this job, then?
Man, seeing those kids going on and be successful no matter what. And I tell kids all the time, the path to being the ones who really love ball, the path to being pro is not always. Me and my best friend talk about it all the time. The path of going pro is not necessarily always as an athlete. You can be a trainer, a scout, a coach. If you really love it, you can give back and do it that way.
In your sessions, how important is mindset in the football training, and do you teach leadership and accountability in your sessions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're doing that when you give them and how to be coachable. If you give them instruction, see, a lot of people think that being uncoachable is just having a bad attitude. No, being uncoachable is if I give you direct instructions and you don't do it exactly how I ask you to do it. They're not going to deal with that in college. So yeah, that's constant teaching them how to be leaders, because some kids don't know how to be leaders. The first thing they'll say, well, they're not going to listen to me. But first off, in order to lead, you have to do things the right way all the time. No, they're not going to listen to you if you don't do what you're supposed to, but they will if you do what you're supposed to all the time, because they will go back to, well, he didn't do this. But if you do what you're supposed to and you stay on the right path, they'll lead. But you got to lead from the front.
Two more from fourth quarter mentality before we move on, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You talked about Kayshawn. You talked about Malik. Some of the bigger names that you've had the chance to work with over the years.
I've worked with Puka Williams before, and I've done some work with I did some strength and conditioning and some developmental work with Damone Clark, linebacker for the Cowboys, played at Southern Lab. He was a kid, man. That kid works hard. Like Damone, he didn't, no bad attitude, just put in work. I remember us getting it in at Independence Park in Baton Rouge, but those are two guys that I thought of.
Close us out today with a fourth quarter mentality quote.
Remember, when you aren't working, someone else is.
Here we go. Fourth quarter mentality.
Yes, sir.
You ready to talk some high school football?
Yes, sir.
So we are a high school football related show.
Yes,
so
sir.
Anybody that comes in our studio, we have them sign aboard, and they'll be with us forever. If that's okay with you, if
Oh,
you would
yeah.
like to sign.
Absolutely.
So if you notice, there's a lot of signatures that done come through this studio here.
I see that.
You want to show everyone real quick. So the next signature that will go on this one is Coach Donald Fusilier. Coach?
Yes, sir. My pleasure.
And the marker's right over there. Outside.
Okay.
Coach, sign the board, and
Is
you'll
there a
be.
specific plate?
It don't matter, Coach.
Okay.
Sure appreciate you taking some time to come tell us your story.
Man, I appreciate you guys. Look your marker.
Now we got that squared away. High school football. You ready?
Yes, sir.
We'll start with the big one. Give me your thoughts on the split. The conversation about the split, it happened in your time period when you was just getting into coaching. Give me your thoughts of the splits. It's a big topic. Break it down, whatever you want. The floor is yours, Coach.
Competitive me. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not lying to you. Like I'm one of the like biggest competitors in the world. So me, I think that I see a lot of people like crying and stuff, or afraid to compete. This football, man. High school football. Put everybody back together. Or I know there's gonna be a lot of games. Have something to where these guys put them back together. They can't now. I realize it's created more parity, and it's a blessing to be able to see like other guys get opportunities. So it's still going. They still earning it. But if everybody's going to complain about it, just put them all back together. I don't understand why, and I don't know the real reasons. I would have to like ask these guys. It would be nice to be a room to see like what's the issues with why, you know what I'm saying, everybody want to split. I think it's competitive, and I understand guys think, hey, I'm not gonna have a chance, but I think I don't know, right now the way it is right now, I think it's fair. It's good to see other guys, and I like high school because it's still, you know what I'm saying, a purest form. You know, guys are working hard, and you get to lay it all out with the guys that you see every day. It's kind of, you have to build that in high school and in college, but I don't know how much it's pretty different now because there's so much turnover, especially at the very highest level. The smaller schools, unless it's a guy that's like he fell through the cracks and then somebody takes him, but the bigger schools, you're seeing so much like turnover with these rosters. You can't really build the chemistry like high school.
The new playoff format. So you'll be in the Fire with Abbeville. So the new playoff format that we have in place, 8 divisions. You get the top 28 get in for the non-select side, and you get the top 24 that get in for the select side for playoff brackets.
So that's new?
Well, it's like fairly new.
Okay,
In the
okay.
last recent years.
I got you.
Talk to me about that new playoff format. Are you a fan? You want it back at 32? Well, you want to see it just 16? I mean,
I like it at 32. I guess I know there was some times I've seen, and I know there was with private schools where a guy that first, and they first game was in the quarters.
That's
their first game was in the quarters.
9 teams getting in back then.
Yeah. The first game was in the quarters. I really don't, to be honest with you, I really don't know like what some of the. I'd have to ask. I really don't know what some of the gripes. I don't know if it's competitive, but this is the fairest way because some guys, before the split, some guys wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have won. There were certain teams that they were just dominating, but it's just so much that's going on. I really don't know what's the reason why guys want like certain things. Let's just go out there and play, man. And it's fun when the odds are stacked against you and you find find a way.
Here's another big one. High school kids starting to get passed on. With the new era of college football, NIL is here, and the transfer portal is bigger than it's ever been, and they're going after those older guys in the portal instead of bringing in these kids to develop because they're trying to win now. Your thoughts on high school kids starting to get passed on now?
I think the high school coach nowadays is going to have to do some adapting. He's going to have to do some non-traditional thinking outside the box, and you're going to have to market your kids. You're going to have to make sure that your kids are getting around like trusted people to be able to help you. You got to start on this. You got to start on this early when they come in. You can't wait till they graduate. So a lot of I've done a lot of stuff to help the kids in the area, but I think high school coaches, because I truly believe when it comes to the portal that you should build through the high school, but that depends on your administration. How much time do you have? If you have the time, I'll build through the high school and go get some guys that you need. But some schools, what type of guy are you gonna get? So I'll build through the high school. But yeah, high school coaches are actually gonna have to do some stuff. There's still teams in high school who don't have Instagram and Twitter pages and stuff like that for there. You're gonna have to promote your kids. You have to. You're gonna have to take some kids to camps. You're gonna have to get involved with stuff to go and see. Just like I try to get when it comes to like 7-on-7 and stuff like that. I know a lot of guys they don't agree with it, but get involved with it. Go and see what they're teaching and stuff like that to help your kids. But some guys they might like they off time in the off season. So you're gonna have to do a little more to help your guys.
Your thoughts on the 3-3-7 a year ago at the Superdome, taking home 3 titles, Catholic and New Iberia, Vermilion Catholic, and Cecilia. Your thoughts of what a day, what a weekend that was for the 3-3-7.
I got an opportunity to be on to field. I was in the back of the end zone when K. Ryan Eugene picked that ball. Yeah, he picked that ball off in the back of the end zone. I actually recorded a video. He actually plays in our program. A stud. That was crazy because he was running to the flats. They were running. They ran
side
like a
by
pick
side.
run. Yes. Yeah.
So I think that's the first time we've ever met for that game in the end zone.
And I was watching the show. I actually offered John his first offer.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, I offered John, and it's a blessing. Nichols, my alumni, took him, so he's at Nichols. He's just a football player. That's one of them kids. Just get him in the building. We'll figure it out when he get here. He's one example that by him playing in a state championship, and he created value for himself. Sometimes you just need one opportunity. Sometimes.
Let me throw this at you. First and goal. Fourth quarter mentality. Second and goal. Third and goal. Fourth and goal. Your alma mater wins the state title. Westgate on fourth and goal gets the stop right there.
Danny Lewis.
What a moment. Describe that feeling.
It was amazing just for the town of New Iberia. Because you think of adversity when you think about New Iberia. There's a lot of. That's why I enjoy like where I'm at right now because it kind of reminds me of my hometown, and you want to go there and create change because there's a negative connotation that comes with New Iberia. A lot of people they're scared of New Iberia, and we want to show people that there's good that comes out of there. And it was just amazing. That was one that was for everybody. It was a blessing. I was a part of the first graduating class at Westgate in 2002. We didn't have a probationary period during that time, like the South Sides and I think Arca is going through it right now. Lafayette Renaissance just did it. We were playing varsity football with just 9th and 10th grades. We were playing. We didn't have no probationary period. No, that was amazing for Coach Antoine and those guys to be able to crack the code. One thing about that team was like they were super resilient. They were resilient.
Another school from the New Orleans area, Edna Carr. Coach, they get to play American Heritage in week 2 with a blockbuster matchup. Your thoughts of the magnitude of that football game?
Man, that's what you want to be a competitor. Carr's had a lot of success. Coach Bryce is one of the guys I look at and like model things after. The big thing that I see from him is his temperament. No matter, it could be 30 seconds in a game, calling a play, he's like always calm, and that's helped me out a lot. And they do a really good job. But for his kids to be able to play on the national stage, they'll be a kid. Because just because they're Carr, there's still some kids over there that are flying under the radar. Somebody will be able to see those kids and get to go and have an opportunity to play against American Heritage. American Heritage has a kid that's at Ohio State named Brandon Ennis that everybody will see this year. He was the #1 receiver in the country in class of 2023. No, that's amazing. I mean, they created value for themselves.
Who has the best district in the state of Louisiana for high school football?
The best district? I'll probably say if
I think it's a 3-man race, Coach.
I would first probably say I have to go with the Catholic League, just because of the the physicality. The district that Zachary plays in.
That Baton Rouge.
That district, and then I'm gonna go with STM's district right now.
Okay, so you're skipping out on North Louisiana then.
Oh no! My fault. That district that Rustin and Neville plays in is I can't forget about those.
No matter, put them in an order.
Oh yeah,
that's your top 3, right?
Oh yeah.
Best rivalries in the state. Your favorite rivalry game? What would it be?
I like going to watch Acadiana and Karen Crow.
Big brother, little brother game.
Yeah, I like watching that. I've grown to, as I spent some time in New Orleans, I've grown to seeing. I like going to watch Carr and Easton play against each other.
Yeah.
Let me see. And I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home from Westgate and Nish.
Okay. we still get in a jamboree or what?
That game?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how they do it now. I haven't really kept up with how they do it, because some of those teams aren't as strong like they were. So I know everybody. I don't know how it goes when it comes to like choosing jamboree opponents. And sometimes, man, when you start you going through that phase where you're transitioning, people can kick your butt and everything, and then when your team gets strong, people don't want to play you. I don't never understand that.
Who has the best atmosphere, environment for a game in high school football that you've experienced?
High school football. Man, let me think. One of them would be, let me see. I can't really choose.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I can't really choose.
A lot of great recruits, a lot of great teams in the state of Louisiana, Coach. But when you go battle for who's the best state for high school football, do you have a 5 or do you have a top 3? Is Louisiana even in that top 3?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm
gonna go with Atlanta Metro. I'm gonna go Atlanta Metro.
We're going Georgia.
Yeah, we're gonna go Georgia. We're gonna go Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, and I ain't putting them in a article. Because some of those guys, like people gonna always have more numbers than us. But Louisiana, I'm gonna go Texas is in there, and I'm gonna choose Cali. I'm gonna say Cali.
That's a good 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cali. In no particular order. I just think with us, our kids, with some of the lack of resources we have, I like us. Because we have a lot of lack of resources, and when those kids get it, some kids they peak in high school because of the resources that they have in high school. They peak in, they can't get any better. Those Louisiana kids, they can look a la Justin Jefferson. Look, kid like that, skinny kid, 2-star, wasn't really recruited, and he's been the top receiver the last 4 years.
There you go. So that's your top 5 state-wise. Who's the top 5 receivers right now in the state of Louisiana going into the 2025 football season? Tough? Too tough?
The three that I'll choose in no particular order. I'm gonna go with my guy Rod. I'm gonna go with Jabari Mack, and I'm gonna go with 1A and 1B. I'm gonna go Kenny Darby and Jeremiah Bushnell.
Okay. You can give all 4 of them team names. All 4 that you just listed, the team names.
So Kenny Darby, Airline. Jabari is Jabari's at Destrehan, LSU commit.
That's 2 right there.
Roderick Opelousas Catholic, USC commit, and Jeremiah Bushnell, Iowa, Houston commit.
2 of those guys were LSU commits just now that you said. Let's go to LSU in the historic week they're having. Real quick, and it's speaking to high school because some of these guys are committing. The big D tackle that just committed yesterday, Coach. Could you imagine what it will look like up front for LSU when Anderson from Edna Carr and Brown get on campus? That's going to be nasty, isn't it?
Yeah, and they both homegrown, and the best stay in the boot. And there's situations where some kids, we have so much talent that those kids have to go find somewhere, but LSU gonna get the ones that they want for the most part.
So Anderson and Brown.
Yeah, those are some studs. I'm really high on. I like Richard, man.
I think Gary would agree here. Anderson was the best player on the field that night.
Yes, against Alexandria. He dominated. He changed the game. He was if you making a scouting report, he's going down as my game record on the defensive side of the ball. But they had others out there too.
Yeah. Coach, you did a lot of 707 in your career. I want to know if you worked with this guy or seen this guy play before in person. What would a Trey-Dash Green and a Hudson out of Ruston look like for LSU if they teamed up nightmare matches for opposing teams?
Man, that would be nasty with 12 personnel. You get a chance
to see the tight end for Ruston?
I got to see him in a camp setting. Yeah, I seen him at Texas A&M. I seen him at LSU. He made a catch at LSU for the Under the Lights camp. That was ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was one of them that you can't even practice. Like, it just happened. But his physical stature, man. Yeah. And then I watched him play AAU ball and seeing him dominating, and just to say that kid has 2 more years of high school, he's a freak of nature. Absolutely. He's still super raw, and that's a good thing. He has a lot of upside, but his size, he looks like a Megatron.
Yeah. 2024, year of the running back. A lot of people claimed. What is 2025? What would the year be for high school? We had a lot of talented running backs that graduated.
2025 was deep. There was a guy, I don't know like what happened, but kid at Jennings, man, number 15, stud. And I remember Coach Phelps telling about that kid in the 8th grade, and I don't even know that kid wasn't even highly recruited. No, he was a little undersized, but he could play. Yeah. This year, I think it's gonna be the year I think it'll be the year of the wideouts
Year of the
again.
receivers.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and there's gonna be some breakout guys too this year.
Okay. 2027 quarterback class. Your thoughts on that group? I mean, you got Elijah Haven. You got Pop Houston.
And you got Malachi.
What about that class of 2027 quarterbacks? And we get two of the nation's best right here in our state.
And they both all three of them are national recruits. They got big, like huge
And what's the third
offers.
one?
Malachi, he's at Benton.
Benton.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's at Benton. Yeah, so there's three of them in that class, and that's what like 7-on-7 and stuff has happened because we were never like known for quarterbacks, but you're starting to see it because these kids are throwing and catching more, and they do it in Texas. You know, Texas actually has a state championship for 7-on-7. Those kids they have winter leagues. These kids are throwing and catching all the time, and they're catching up and they're putting the work in. But no, that's amazing, and I think the 2027 class is actually going to be legendary. It's deep.
Yes.
I've never seen that many LSU in-state offers out for a particular class. I would like to see the numbers on that, but 2027 classes, they got some studs.
When you get the big time recruits and going into college, okay, they finish up their senior year of high school football. Your opinion, you like seeing guys be early enrollees, or you like seeing guys go play those spring sports?
I think if you have an opportunity to be an early enroller, you still want them to, you know what I'm saying, have fun, enjoy their senior year. And I saw some guys were able to go back and still do prom and do those things. That's part of it. Just depends on that particular kid. If he's coming in, most of those guys that are high level guys, they bringing them cats into play.
Mm-hmm.
So getting that strength and conditioning, that mental aspect of the game, getting that coaching, and they get an opportunity they can do the bowl practices too. They can't play in the game, but
Correct.
They can do the bowl practices. I think that's second to none. I wouldn't pass that up.
I think we saw like at the LSU wise.
Stingley.
I think Barry enrolled early, and Lindsey went and run track.
Barry's 190 right now.
Come on.
And he was a kid that was like around 160 and stuff. Like he's 190 right now.
JT Lindsey at Alexandria.
Alexandria, he's a
He
stud.
went run track, but
Yeah.
that's because how talented he was.
Yeah.
And I think Barry got on campus early, and it's showing the transition.
Yeah, because you see that. I always talk about that first 6 months you get on campus, you're eating different. Because a lot of these kids, that's another thing. When I talk about the nutrition, all these kids want to eat is hot chips. That's eating up you're not putting us like playing with no fuel, like, so you're not gonna get nothing out of it. So yeah, he's taking care. You can see the transformation of his body.
Coach, how many repeat state champions we get this year? You need the list of the teams, or you good?
You can give me the list of the teams.
Okay, we'll start Division I and work our way up.
I think Carr has a good chance of repeating.
Yeah, Carr, and you got Central representing Division I. You got Division II. You got Cecilia, and you got Archbishop Shaw representing Division II. Division III, you have it was Catholic in New Iberia, and why am I drawing a blank? No, who beat St. James in the finals?
It was
Sterlington representing, and in Division IV you have South Plaquemines and Vermilion Catholic. Sometimes
you'll get teams, and because they cracked the code, meaning they got over that hump. Sometimes you'll think, man, they because of that team found a way. You never know, man. Like you never know. Those teams are gonna be hard to beat because they found a way to. You know, Cecilia had theirs where they lost to Opelousas, so they were there. You know what I'm saying, and then made it back and got over a good Plaquemine team. Plaquemines gonna be coming this year.
Franklin.
Franklinton gonna be coming this year. Another one. Iowa gonna be coming this year. Those guys are that was a really good game, man. Iowa and Franklinton.
Yeah.
We actually have Franklinton on our schedule. Yeah, mid-season, so it's fun, man. Competing.
The best game you've ever witnessed in your timeline?
In high school?
Yep.
Let's see. Man. Let's see. I'm gonna talk about one we were. I was at St. Thomas. I was at St. Martinville. I'm coaching at St. Martinville. We playing district opponent Kaplan. We were down in the fourth quarter by I want to say about 11 or 12 points. Came back. The game goes to overtime. Coach Tank decides to go for 2. Guy literally is about to score. Our 3-tech, Quentin Butler makes a miraculous play and stops him at the goal line, man. We win the game by 1 point.
Come on.
And they were outmatched. But this to show you, like, being tough. You know what I'm saying? Being resilient when it can get you. But yeah, that was one that I can point out.
3 more for you, high school related. Mount Rushmore of coaches, who would it be? Me, your 4.
You gotta go with Coach JT Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go with him because of the amount of championships that he's won. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna put Coach Cook up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Coach Trev and Coach Bryce.
Okay. There we go. Now you can build your ultimate team. Give me, from your experience and what you've seen with your eyeballs and who's done what in their career, build me your ultimate team real quick. Who's your quarterback?
Man. I probably, if I'm going quarterback, he played quarterback in high school, just building a high school team. I'm probably I'm gonna go with K Falk. K Falk, I still tell people I feel like he was the best player that I watched.
Running back.
Running back. Man.
The other Falk.
He said the other Falk?
Yeah. Tell him just run the Wildcat.
Man, that's so many, man. If I had to choose if I choose a back. If I had to choose a back right now, I'm gonna go Lenny.
Fournette?
Leonard Fournette.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Leonard Fournette.
3 receivers.
I'm gonna take Malik. I'm sorry I'm putting him on the but I know you play quarterback. I'm taking early. I'm putting early. I'm taking early Dusek. Gonna play receiver. My third one. I'm gonna go Josh Reed or Derrick Henderson.
Gotcha.
It's a flip. Yeah. Now the thing is like lineman.
Yeah, you don't have to go specific names. Give me a specific team that you can remember. They had an offensive line group.
I remember Independence had Independence, West Monroe, Catholic, Baton Rouge.
So one of those lines.
Yeah.
Okay. Defensive side of the ball. Let's give me your front. Give me your 4 guys on the D line.
Defensive lineman.
Who's coming off the edge?
Edge guys. I'm gonna go. Garen Jim gonna be one of them. What's that boy? Jakeem Stewart.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Tyron Walker. That's
One more.
one of my guys, and I'm gonna take most recently. I'm gonna take Don McKinley.
Okay. Give me 2 linebackers.
Buddy Castile. Linebackers. Trev Falk.
4 guys in the secondary.
My free safety is gonna be I'm gonna take Darryl Johnson from Old Perry Walker. Darryl Johnson, Ryan Landry gonna be my other safety. Corners. Derek Stingley. I'm gonna take Tre'Davious White.
There we go. Donald Fusilier, Ultimate Team. You've heard it here first. Your thoughts on UTL. When did you hear about it, and what do you like about the program, the platform?
I just remember being, I can't say the exact year, I can just remember being on Facebook and seeing it. So there's no face behind it. So you see a logo and you just start seeing it sharing. I love the show. I've seen it grow. It's often times at night I'm watching when y'all have the panel, just getting the insight. I'm a fan of the game, and the platform you guys got, I just think more people need to see it. But I love the show. It's become one of my favorites.
Is there a specific game that we've covered in the past that you've got a chance to watch and you really enjoyed?
I know I watched the other day. I watched that the Lorville game.
The Lorville and Kinder quarterfinal.
Yeah, that was a really good game. And I watched the game last year with what's the great blue and red team? Lake Arthur. I watched the Lake Arthur game that had a really good finish.
Lake Arthur and Oakdale.
Yeah, yep. That was a really good finish. Those are two that
when you
that
have
come to mind.
have some time, go back and rewatch Opelousas Cecilia a year ago.
I watched that game. I did. That was one of my watch. Yeah, that was a classic.
Theater.
Yes, it was in Opelousas.
Yes. Come down to a 2-point conversion. Nuts.
Yeah.
Not sure if you worked with this guy. I'm not sure if you've seen him in person. But if you would like to share your thoughts on the Kyron Lacey, the passing from this year. Did you get a chance to work with him?
No, I've never gotten a chance. We've talked. We had talked about it a couple of times, but we never got a chance to work. Every time, my experience with Kyron, he was always like smiling and stuff like that.
Yep.
I knew his teammates liked him, infectious personality. It was kind of surprising to hear that. I was actually at the airport coming back from California. I had talked to, I called Malik mom on the phone. We had talked. She had called me in the airport, and they were like super close, but infectious personality. I felt he was a good kid. None of them are perfect. He's been open with anything that he's faced in the past. And I know sometimes we like to try to people for making mistakes, but everybody's made mistakes. He's a kid, but he had a really good personality. It's an eye opener. So you don't want to lose kids. That's the worst, feeling in the world. So you just try to, implement stuff and understand that these kids, like, they go through a lot. They're not like us. Even if you physically and mentally tough, they all not like that. So you got to meet them where they are and just know. If you spend enough time with them, you gonna know who's like being honest with you and stuff like that. So
okay, Coach, let's go to our final topic of the night, and we're calling it "What's Next." Sitting on the table with us today is the Abbeville helmet. You're wearing the Abbeville hat today.
Yes, sir.
The decision to leave Graceland, right time in your career to come back home?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that moment whenever that became a reality.
My daughter was graduating. I felt like with my playing career and my coaching career, I sacrificed my kids a lot. I spent a lot of time with other people's kids, and I'm like, I want to be like close to my kids. I want to come back home. That led into it, and then also me getting an opportunity to. So my next goal is to be. I understand in order for you to get any opportunities, you have to dominate your current opportunity. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So I have aspirations of being a head coach. I'm sure there'll be opportunities for me to go back to college, but I have to, on that. But right now, my goal is I'm working towards being a head coach and getting an opportunity to call. I've been an offensive coordinator before, but I wasn't the play caller.
Okay.
So I have total control of the offense this year at Abbeville. That, to be honest with you, them going on 0-10, and actually as a school being on 11-game losing streak was another thing that drew me to it, because I had opportunities to go other places, but I want to help them get over the hump, and I have aspirations. I want to win a state championship.
What was those conversations like with Coach Zenon whenever you first got here and you talked about what could be?
So I played against him in high school. They kicked our butts. My last senior game in high school, we lost to Brobridge 49-0, and him and Jesse Daniels and them had a field day in Brobridge on the grass. But I literally this was my first high school job. I literally did a thorough investigation. We started talking after the season, and I was like, whenever I come home, I'm gonna come and check everything. So I reached out to my mentors. I reached out to past coaches who coached there. And when I came home, I went to the school. I went in the school, and it felt like home. And it reminded me of my hometown, and I wanted to affect change. So a lot of people run from that. Oh, man, this is bad and blah, blah, blah. But you can go and change. So I don't mind dealing with adversity. So that's what went into it, and then I told him I was coming, and then officially in February I started. I told him a timetable because I wanted to finish helping Graceland recruit the class, and I know it was tough with my head coach, but he just being transparent. He knew, what I wanted to accomplish, and it was just a blessing. And I appreciate Coach Ross for giving me an opportunity. He gave me an opportunity to play college ball, and he gave me an opportunity to my first job as a position coach in college. So we're at it for life, and I appreciate that. And shout out to Coach Phil Stayback. He was my college quarterback, arena teammate, and he's the current OC. He coached with us last year, but now he's, he's gonna get it rolling with those guys, and I pray that they keep the momentum rolling and go win a national championship. They just moved it from North Carolina. It's gonna be in Dallas now. So
Okay.
yeah, the NAIA national championship. But that's what went into it. I started around February 3rd, and
Let's go there then. When you first got to address the team, what did you tell them?
I told these guys. I told these guys that we were gonna win right away. And I'm telling guys something crazy. I actually got a call from my first couple of days on the job. I got a call from a SEC school, and well, actually it was in March, and I turned it down. Because I have to finish. I got to complete this mission that I'm on.
Yeah.
But I told them we're gonna win right away because we're gonna do the stuff that we're supposed to do in order to win. So in the spring we created a culture of toughness and installing and doing things the right way. In June we went out and competed, teaching them and we've been talking about no deposit, no reward, pouring into them, and they're gonna bring it back to us, just letting them understand that the little things is what costs you from being mediocre to good and great.
Your offensive philosophy, style of play expected, and the tempo of the game that you prefer.
We're an air raid team, but we're gonna better run the football too. I understand. They remember you in November when you run the ball, so you're gonna have to be able to run the ball. But we're gonna throw it around a little bit. But we're gonna take what the defense give us. But now we're up tempo. We'll be up tempo in certain situations.
Okay.
Because we play 3A ball, and in 3A ball you deal with depth issues too. So and sometimes you're sharing guys on the defensive side of the ball. So there'll be times where we tempo and stuff, but we're gonna be air raid.
You got a veteran quarterback on this staff. How's that relationship been between yourself and him?
It's been amazing. The Xavier Mays going into the senior year, high GPA kid. I know he was a kid that people doubted and stuff like that, but I said I'm gonna take this kid and coach him up and pour into him. So constantly day in and day out talking to him and teaching him the system. He knows everything, and I'm seeing him evolve into a leader. He was a quiet kid who didn't say too much, and now I'm seeing him step up and be a leader. You don't get these opportunities, so it's go time.
What's your receiver core? What have they shown you during all these 7-on-7s?
They showed me that they're a competitor. We still have some work to do, as far as being in the right spots and chemistry and timing. But we've been pretty. As time going on, we're getting more and more sharp. But they understand the expectations. I have a special group, and.
Do you build your scheme around your players or make players fit your system?
Nah, it's player based because you can only do what you have. This scheme wouldn't have worked. It won't work if I didn't have the guys to do it. And I played in different schemes, but this is what I know. This is what I like to do. Mm-hmm. I know to some probably not. I'm unconventional, but I believe in putting in the work, so to do what you need to do. But
how quickly did you turn on last year's film, and what were some things that stood out to you?
To be honest with you, I turned it on before I even took the job. I asked Coach Zenon, can I watch Huddle? And I started watching the games, and what I saw was, I'm like, these kids aren't playing like a 0-10 team. They're playing hard, so I'm like, they just need to, need a little push here and there, and you can see that they have it. Yeah.
What did you learn about this team on the offensive side of the ball during the Cecilia spring game? Areas that you thought we need to address this summer?
So I saw that it was a good measuring. It was a good measuring stick because they were state championships team. So that was the biggest thing. Go and play against a dog. So that was the biggest thing. And we didn't really like game plan for that game because we wound up getting that game like 2 days before.
Correct.
And
good
we
to
went out
get a
there and
game.
worked on stuff to get a game, and we'd have had a false sense of who we really were if we'd have played like a red and white game. And we had been playing against each other. We wanted to play against somebody, so it was a blessing. Coach Cody and I was able to get things situated, and we went down there. But we learned a lot. We ran the ball well. We saw, some good things. So just got to continue to like building that chemistry. But we saw a lot.
Okay. What do you want to see in the upcoming scrimmage jamboree?
First thing, we want to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Those two,
For sure.
the scrimmage and the jamboree. We wanna stay healthy and just see where the mindset is, because you want to get them to the point where they know that you know what I'm saying, how their potential.
Let's see. Do you prefer shorter high intensity reps or longer teaching moments at practice?
I think shorter high intensity, because one thing you have to know about students, anything long, attention span. So you want to make sure, but the biggest thing is being organized, and so you can get through. There's no.
Y'all having issues?
They died, I think.
Always something fun, man.
All right, Coach, finish what you were saying. Your thoughts on the 2025 schedule that is presented?
Well, we're gonna be tested. The good thing is the first 5 weeks we're gonna be on the road. We're gonna be on the road because the scrimmage we're at Como. Then we have to play Eunice in Crowley. First game of the season we're at Washington Barrier, and we have a tough game on the Thursday, a quick turnaround at Lafayette Renaissance, and then Ascension Episcopal.
Okay. Coach, how do you teach your quarterbacks to read defenses pre and post snap?
So the biggest thing is I spend time with them on the board. Spend time with them on the board, showing them the concept on the defense, and you get them to draw it up so they can actually know it all, and then show him with his indicators and knowing where he needs to go with the football.
What goes into your first few scripted plays?
Those plays are going to be based off with what the other team like struggles at or stuff you want to see, and then after you script those plays, it's just going to be adjustments after that. How well can you adjust quickly?
Two more for you, Coach. Who's really grown the most since you've arrived?
Number one, Kobe Whiteside. He's gonna spend time at quarterback, DB, wide receiver, running back. He's an athlete. My quarterback, Xavier Mays, and Jazavian Briggs. He was playing defensive end. He's gonna be a sophomore, 6'2", 180, and he's playing free safety now. Picked up a couple of offers this spring from Texas State and UTSA, so that's a blessing. But he had his hand in the ground, and the transition at safety has really been good. He's been picking off the ball a lot, so he has a lot of upside. So I've seen a big jump for him.
Final question. What's your approach when facing defenses that keeps shifting their looks?
We kind of face some of that versus Fusilier. Sometimes you got to line up and go straight ahead. when they're doing those different things, and just make adjustments on the fly. The biggest thing is you've been watching football your whole life. The biggest thing is just staying calm and just making those adjustments on the fly.
Coach, final words as we close out this evening's interview. We went beginning, we went into fourth quarter mentality,
Yes, sir.
we went into high school football, and now we went into what's next.
Yes, sir.
Close us out. Final words.
I appreciate Jordan. I appreciate you guys bringing me on the show, and I hope there was somebody out there that I can inspire that's going through a journey or think that they can't reach their goals and helps them get over the hump. And shout out to the 337. It's gonna be a long month and couple of weeks ready for the season. This is the most anticipated season that I can actually remember. I know sometimes people say that every year, but this is one that I anticipate in college and high school.
Coach, it's been an honor to sit here and dive into your life today and get some people fired up for some high school football. My friend, I wish you the best of luck, continued success. Keep changing the game week in and week out and changing players' lives for the rest of their life. I want to say thank you for coming down. And first time we got to meet was the Dome. Second time we got to meet, we got to learn about yourself, and it's been some fun.
Yes, sir, man. My pleasure.
If you need anything, don't hesitate to holler, and we will see you at an Abbeville game
No
in
problem.
the
You
fall.
guys as well.